A local union representative has called on the city to get behind a campaign to lift the minimum wage, and Galloway turned up at a DCC public forum earlier this week to tell councillors about the Kiwi Living Wage campaign. The Service and Food Workers Union organiser joins us tonight to explain why. Good evening, Anne.
Good evening.
Can you tell us a little bit about the campaign? I believe it's being formally unveiled this week.
Yes, it was actually launched in May of last year, and it's all about getting a fair wage for a fair day's pay for a fair day's work. We're calling on local community to try and get this thing off the ground, and it's, as I say, it started on May last year. This week it's carrying forward. We're releasing some of the information.
What is considered to be a fair wage for a fair day's work?
Well, that's going to be released tomorrow. There's been various figures being talked about, but there has been some research done, and that is going to be released tomorrow.
Now, what was it that you asked the DCC to do?
Well, what I went and asked them to do to be part of this campaign, I wanted them to make a stand and say that, in principle, they would believe that they should give their workers a living wage rather than the minimum wage. And I wanted them to get on board as leaders in the city and to hopefully encourage other businesses and communities to take it on board as well.
What was their response?
Well, they're thinking about it.
Yes. Now, last year, Labour MP Dr David Clark was unsuccessful when he had a go at trying to raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour. Why do you think this campaign will prevail? This
campaign is all about, it's a community campaign. So what we're doing, we're joining, there's churches, unions and other community groups are all joining together to try and get this off the ground, because we think with the community support this will get going. We're not relying on one politician in Parliament to try and get something through. We're relying on the community to join together and push for this, because it's really very important.
Now, you must represent a number of people who are on the minimum wage. Tell us about some of these stories.
Well, yes, I mean, some of our members are on the minimum wage and they do struggle. We hear stories every day of the week about members struggling. We have got a member that cleans politicians' offices. She has been working, she works in a building of 22 stories. She has 2 jobs. She starts working at midnight till 6. Then she goes home, and then at 8:30 she goes to a second job. The job that she does working for the politician, she gets $13.85 an hour. She's been doing the job for about 6 years. When she started there was 6 people cleaning the 22-storey building. Now there's only 3 of them. They haven't been given any more money. They haven't been given any extra hours. So when she finishes there, she then has to go off to do another job because she needs to do a job to make ends meet. Her husband, unfortunately, was made redundant. So in the day, she gets about 4.5 hours sleep before she has to go back to her first job.
What's next for this campaign?
Well, we're continuing to work with the community. I'm encouraging any community groups or leaders in Dunedin to make contact with us and to get on board. And obviously, it's not going to be an overnight thing. It's going to take time, because these kind of things do take time. But it is growing, and it's growing all over the world. And so, just watch this space, I expect.
Service and Food Workers Union organiser Anne Galloway, thanks very much for your time.